Hello and welcome back to Audiotree Live. Today is Saturday, May 24th, 2025. My name's Kelsie, aka the Yellow Button, filling in for your usual Audiotree host team. Before we get things started, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to the Audiotree YouTube channel so you don't miss out on all the cool bands that stop on by here. And at the time of this video, all of the music that you'll be hearing here today will be on your favorite streaming platform, so make sure to go check that out as well. And without further ado, all the way from Arkansas, we have the yodeler and champion of grandpa music, Nick Shoulders and Friends. Whenever you're ready, take it away.
1, 2, 3. Blue driver, just driving alone, searching the endless highway for a shoulder to cry on, or a shoulder to cry on. But it makes no difference which way you go. I'm so doggone lonesome anyway I go. Anyway I go. Put up on the throttle, watch the old smoke roll, looking in the rearview mirror for the highway patrol, for the highway patrol. I made my coffee stop and everything was wrong. The little waitress that I love, she done come and gone. She done come and gone. That big old lonesome moon and the stars above carry me and my old truck to the one I love, to the one I love. Put up on the throttle, watch the old smoke roll, looking in the rearview mirror for the highway patrol, for the highway patrol. I'm looking down that highway far as I can see. There's nobody coming, just my old truck and me. My old truck and me. Put up on the throttle, watch the old smoke roll, looking in the rearview mirror for the highway patrol, for the highway patrol. There's no one coming, just my old truck and me. There's no one coming, there's no one coming, there's no one coming, there's no one coming. Very good. Next number? Yeah? All right. Some days are long, some nights never end. I'm for the fleeting seconds flight. I've prayed to the coming wind. And time like snow never stood around for me. I've loved every sky I've ever seen. I know I'll never grow too old to dream. If you long to see the stars again, kicking in the hunter's snare, love me not loving, love me never set you free. And don't forget that the lost shall be redeemed. Somehow we never grow too old to dream.
Yay! That was amazing. You guys are really good.
Thanks.
Wow. So today we have Nick, Nikolai, Jeff, and Jack with us in studio. How are you guys doing?
Great.
Good.
No complaints, yeah.
Cool beans, cool beans. So I would love to know what your childhood smelled like.
Let's go in order of importance. You should go, Nikolai.
My childhood smell. I grew up in the Bronx in New York. Definitely a lot of carpeted flooring, with all the nuances that come with it.
Beautiful.
I remember that great clearly.
Nuanced carpet smell, yeah, for sure. Jeff.
Well, I grew up in the suburbs. I grew up in Clarendon Hills, right down the road, and it was fairly polluted, and I had a lot of sinus infections, so I don't really remember what it was.
Okay,
I don't remember
that's
what
okay.
smells were when I grew up.
Jack.
I'd have to say trees.
Beautiful. Love it.
Stole my answer.
Good.
Yeah, I grew up originally in the rural Ouachita Mountains of west central Arkansas, and I would like to say my childhood smelled like mountain breezes or pine trees or red clay or lack of pollution, but it really kind of smelled like dogs. But we had a lot of stray dogs, dirt road rescues, and I think my childhood mostly kind of stunk like a pet. So that would be my answer.
I
Yeah.
love it. Such different answers from one another. So fun. So the reason I ask is because I guess just thinking back to our childhoods, I wanted to know, was there a specific time in your childhood where you found out that you could yodel?
Yeah. So like I said, I grew up in the sticks, and when we moved to town, we still kind of lived in the woods, had a fair amount of land around us. And my little neighbors, whenever they'd get home on their side of the hollow, we'd kind of bellow at each other. So it was like a ah sort of noise. And I remember making my voice jump up like that when I was 7 or 8. And I was like, oh, that's a novel, embarrassing noise. I'll keep that one to myself. And I think that's part of what makes yodels compelling and interesting is they were a form of communication. So there's a lot of diaphragm pressure under there. There's a lot of volume and projection. So it's, I learned to yodel by communicating with my little neighbors across the woods, and then eventually figured out that there's a whole world of music, whether you're in Hawaii or West Africa or, southern United States, people are making those noises. So I'd like to think I'm part of some obnoxious tradition.
That's beautiful. Did you ever yodel at school with your friends?
Yeah, I had a moment where I hope if you're out there listening to this, Becky Cox, I'm sorry, but my high school English teacher, we were in a crowded classroom and everyone's talking, and I heard her across the room say something about me, and I was like, "What did you say, Becky Cox?" And it got quiet, and she's like, "Oh, I think you have Tourette syndrome. You yodel all the time." And incorrect. I don't think a teacher should ever pathologize their student. But all that to say, wrong answer. I have ADHD, and that was how I started making all those noises. And I definitely just walked around school singing Hank Williams Sr. and didn't do many favors for popularity.
Oh my goodness. Well, here we are.
Here we are.
Look where we are now. I love it. And I just love how clear and crisp your yodeling sounds. It's just really cool to hear in 2025, especially too. You don't really get to hear much of it. So even hearing it in person is like, it's very magical.
Thanks. Thanks a
love
ton.
it. Yeah. Did you ever think when you were a kid that you would be where you are now doing what you're doing?
Short answer, hell no. Yeah, I was. I come from a musical lineage. My grandparents sang on both sides, but my parents were largely disinterested in music. I learned to whistle from my dad, who learned to whistle from his grandpa. But I didn't grow up in a home where anybody handed me an instrument and rewarded me for creative tasks or anything. It wasn't a priority in my childhood. So no, I could have never envisioned this in a million years.
That's crazy. Well, congrats for being here.
Thanks.
Such a big accomplishment. I kind of wanted to, we're still going to be talking about music as we usually do at Audiotree, but I wanted to quickly talk about your record label that you co-own. It's one of my favorite independent twangy record labels, Garhole.
Thank you.
Yeah, I wanted to just hear a little bit about its journey. Feel free to tell me anything you like about it.
Sure. So coming into the pandemic era, that's really when my music had a burst in popularity that was unexpected. And I also wasn't playing shows and the industry had shut down. So, not really knowing any better, we were like, well, I don't want some yahoo owning my masters in some office in LA. I'm going to try to keep myself as separate from the claws of the industry as humanly possible. And being handed all that, not necessarily sought after attention and notoriety, I was like, well, I'm from a pool of singers and songwriters who are so talented, and I just have so many homies that make such good music. Let's take this unexpected glut of notoriety and point it elsewhere and try to uplift our friends. So yeah, spring of 2020, I was living in my buddy Kurt's back room, and we were like, cool, well, all those things are true. We have talented homies, and let's keep the industry claws out of you. Well, let's start a record label, not knowing that it was a lot of work. It's a lot of time, a lot of patience, a lot of love, and in a town that's being mercilessly gentrified, as most towns are, we've been kicked out of now one office that was demolished and is becoming student housing and all that kind of stuff. So the journey is fraught. The journey is always a lot of work, but I'm really proud of Garhole, and I'm proud of the artists that we uplift. And it's not easy being an indie label, but I got to hand it to Kurt for doing most of the work. I'm just kind of the breadwinner,
Yeah. Oh, I love it. What would you say is one of the biggest accomplishments you two have done so far?
I really like our hometown show, which Jack's played at, and so is Nikolai, but we do something called Gar Holidays every year, where we gather as many of the people on the label as we can to sing and play a show in Arkansas. And having people drive down from Alberta to see a show in Arkansas, and so it blows my mind. I mean, every corner of this is just continuously blowing my mind, but people coming out and coming to us when tour is so much us going to the far-flung corners of the country to play these songs, it's nice to have folks care enough to show up. So I would say our biggest accomplishment is that, just knowing that people want it and want to participate.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's beautiful. All right. Well, if you'd like to go into your next few songs, feel free.
Sure. New song.
They told you built the levee and you gotta keep the water out too. How much do you have in common with thems that direct you? Country clubs and plantations just won't do. Dixie be damned, I believe in you. You said them colors don't run, but by God I've watched them fade. Keep a whistling Richmond songs till you see non-judgment day. When you're red in the face, it makes us all blue. Dixie be damned, I believe in you. have been hated by the Holy Ghost. Lord who preaches kindness has the flock I fear the most. If you're taught to love, it means us freaks too. Dixie be damned, I believe in you. Conquered even by slavery and genocide. Manifest destitution is the end game of our pride. For those who lost it all, we owe at least the truth. Dixie be damned, I believe in you. I don't claim to be no savior, and I do not sing to preach. Wouldn't stick my neck out if better things were not in reach. If you'd seen what I had, you'd be pissed off too. Dixie be damned, I believe in you. Gotta keep the water out too. All right. Another tune? All right. There once was land in this land under starry skies above, but they fenced it in. Not interstates and interchanges, monocrop and truck stops, 'cause they fenced it in. I wish that every golf course became a WMA, and every politician knew rent that we pay just to drink ourselves to death and go to jobs that we hate. Oh, to be fenced in, turn us loose and let us rattle off our chains and lift the pain from our faces. And every hour on the clock or in a classroom or a cell could not contain us. I just don't see any glory in industrial cattle. Truckers' bodies twist from a life in the saddle. Is it freedom ringing in your ear, just a death rattle? You won't fence us in.
Hey everybody, I consider myself an extremely smart person, but there's something that confuses me a lot over here at Audiotree. 88% of our viewership is not subscribed to the channel, and that's like crazy to me. So I need a favor from you. If you watch the videos and you love the videos and you're not subscribed, please, it's a free and simple way to support the channel. Just hit that subscribe button. And when you do that, we promise you that we will continue to build this channel out, bring you the best bands, listen to your feedback, honestly, bring the bands that you want to see more here at Audiotree. So make sure you sub up and we can continue to make this the best music channel on YouTube.
Your whistling makes it sound like there's a little birdie in here. I'm like, oh, where's the bird?
Anybody use that Merlin app by any chance, where you can record the bird sounds? I can trick a couple of them into
Really?
picking on the bird. Yeah, it's my proudest accomplishment.
I was gonna say that's a special talent, secret little hidden talent. Is it hard to do the drums, the guitar, and singing all at the same time? I'm just watching you, so just like, wow.
When I was in high school, an ex-girlfriend of mine was like, "Hey, there's this wild man, Hassel Adkins. You should listen to him." I was like, I want to be a wild man. And I listened to it, and I was like, "Oh, this is a one-man band. This guy's absolutely insane." And ended up getting attached to like Abner J and a few of the other like storied one-man bands of yesteryear. And I was like, I want to try that. And I sat down with a guitar and the foot drum thing. It was a hi-hat at the time, and I could just do it. I don't know what it is, but I'm a drummer originally in like hardcore bands and stuff. So like being overexposed to the roots of country music pointed me straight into heavy music, and that's where I picked up the drum chops, and then here we are.
It's funny you bring up the hardcore stuff because I actually wanted to touch on that a little bit.
Cool, yeah.
Because here at Audiotree, there's been a lot of heavy bands that have been coming through lately, and I know you have a background in like punk, hardcore, stuff like that. I would love to just hear a little bit more about it.
Sure, yeah. Like I said, I grew up hearing my dad whistle, and my grandparents all sang, and I spent a lot of time in the rural spaces in Arkansas, which there aren't any major cities, so rural space is about all we got. And I developed a certain degree of inner rage, and I was like, there's got to be a good outlet for this. So at about 13, the first show I actually ever saw was like a warehouse hardcore show, and I saw them like piling up on each other and just like a bunch of sweaty, bearded dudes from Arkansas, and I was like, that is the life I want. That is what I want to be doing. So I was really immersed in that for years, and we were in heavy bands, but like we practiced in a barn, and like we were in heavy bands, but in between songs, when everyone would tune, I would play fiddle tunes on the harmonica, and like I was a drummer, so I was really developing some like rhythmic skills and like some band stuff that I still obviously carry with me, but a lot of the things I was playing then and then into my 20s, the themes weren't any different. It's a lot of like calling out systems of oppression and being really angry at power structures and stuff. But when you're yelling all that, no one understands what you're saying, and like the presentation is just pure rage. So I'd like to think I wanted to speak to my peers. So adjusting the language and the medium in which I was doing those critiques was necessary. So people, for whatever reason, listen when you yodel and not when you scream at them. So lo and behold, we're here now.
Yeah. Do you have any favorite metal hardcore bands that you're like, yes, this is me?
I've been telling everybody to listen to this small, like kind of caveman deathcore band from Montreal called Primal Horde, and it literally sounds like riding a horse into battle music.
Okay.
But I'm a big fan. I like garden ferociously to Primal Horde, but that's one I've been pointing a lot of people at. But Arkansas, by nature of what I was mentioning, just everyone's a little angrier and a little sadder. We got some really great heavy music, and my favorite band from our corner of the world is a band called Terminal Nation, and it's a lot of the same themes we're doing, but by some folks who are like still in it and still like big believers in the heavy sound. So I would point everybody toward those two specifically.
Yeah. And I know you already kind of answered the question for me, but is there a reason why you wanted to go specifically to like yodeling, acoustic sound for more of that heavy punk feel?
I was kind of doing them both concurrently, to be honest. Like when my best heavy days were going on, when my like boots in the dryer, like like thrash bands are going, I was also playing like mostly old time banjo and like playing square dances and stuff. And I learned to sing in the woods and was doing all that whole deal. And so like even while I was playing the heavy music, traditional music, specifically like stuff from Arkansas and the Ozarks, was still a huge part of my life. So I would say they just kind of like shifted convenience and importance, not for any like particular stylistic reason or like to pursue one or the other. At the time, there's definitely money in neither, so it was definitely just I would say kind of an organic progression.
Yeah, I love that. And I know we're talking about heavy music, and I kind of wanted to tie it into your album cover a little bit.
For sure, yeah.
Just want to talk about your art, because I feel when I look at your album covers, I get like that heavy hardcore metal logo kind of feel that you can't read kind of vibe aesthetic. And I really just want to hear a little bit more about your inspiration behind your art and all of your album covers.
Sure, yeah. Spoiler alert, I draw all that stuff, all the merch, all the album art's me. But I've actually kind of been pondering that, because I'm like, where did I get this manic line and this like particular color palette? And as I've started like digging back in my brain, I'm like, wait a second, like this undulating, like really freaky line, that's what like an Ozark bluff looks like these teals that I'm really attached to. That's what the water looks like in the mountains, So I really feel like because of the physical environment I grew up in, was so immersed in, that had a direct impact on my singing style, on the way I play, on the way I present like the sonic side of my creativity. And turns out I think it's completely embedded in the visual side too. So as much as it's like, yeah, drawing from that like metal and punk aesthetic and has that like tinge to it, I think the underlying current is much more nature oriented. And I think that like, the reason you see those logos and stuff is that I think people are tapping into like the deeper, heavier, cooler, like big dark, that is like what underlies natural systems, and natural systems tend towards equilibrium. And I think that a lot of the like life out of balance that we're in, I feel like that's how metal and hardcore and punk are drawing from that and being like, look, there's a better way. And I think it kind of subtly ties back into like those sort of freaky nature-inspired manic lines.
No, that's beautiful. Is there a reason why you have just a self-portrait on all of your covers? I'm so curious.
I did it once, and I was stuck with it.
Yeah? Was it intentional, or just kind of, hey, let's go with it?
I had never released music under my name until Lonely Like Me. It had always been under my one-man band, which I called OK Crawdad. And so I was like, well, if I'm coming out as my actual legal name, I ought to maybe put my face on there too. So, yeah.
So cool. I love it. All right, I have one last question for everyone in the band. Something I really like doing is getting song recommendations from friends. So I would love just everyone to recommend an album that they really like that they would like to recommend to everyone.
He sighs.
Great question. Speaking of heavy music, I'd recommend a favorite heavy band, an album by a band called Voivod called Nothing Face. Check it out sometime.
I've been kind of digging into NRBQ lately, and if you haven't ever checked them out, maybe a good place to start is at Yankee Stadium. It's a great record.
Sweet Corn, Michael Hurley.
It's a good one. Nick?
Do you want one from me? Oh, shoot. I've been wearing out this lady, Violeta Pera. I'm going to mispronounce it right now. But, yeah, there's like a best of her that has been my, like, kitchen music that I've been listening to. But it's, like, really cool, warbly Argentinian music.
So fun. Thanks, everyone. All right, you can go into your last song whenever you're ready.
Cool. Y'all good?
But I want off. perhaps I'll die where I stand if I hear wagon wheel again. 40 days of foggy nights with it by the city lights. Don't remember existential crisis being part of the deal. I told you once, I told you twice, steeped in verse and cursed advice. Traded my 40 acres for a mountain of pain. Hot damn ham scam blinded in the promised land. Don't mind if I do declare we're as good as dead. Been rather low out here together. Reckon that we'll keep trying if rock bottom it never shows. You're not alone if there's a storm to weather. I ain't welcome at home, I don't know about. You're not alone if there's a storm to weather. I ain't welcome at home, I don't know about. I ain't welcome at home, I don't know about you.
Thank you all so much. That was beautiful. Thank you so much for coming into Audiotree. And I wanted to say thank you to all of our lovely video and audio crew as usual. You all kill it. Do a great job. And by the time you're watching this, all of the live versions of the songs today will be on all of your favorite streaming platforms. So make sure to go check those out. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'm Kelsie from the Yellow Button. I'll see you later, alligators.